Mr. Speaker, we know the President has written back to the National Assembly, referring back the finance bill. But if you read Article 115, it talks about Parliament. It talks about Parliament. We have been kicked out of the process of budget making as a Senate, unconstitutionally. And Senator Umtata has this matter in court. If you read the Constitution, it's very clear that Parliament includes both the Senate and the National Assembly. That referral of Article 115 talks about Parliament. As a demonstration of good faith, Mr. President, retract your referral to the National Assembly and send it to both houses, the Senate and the National Assembly. Because that is what the Constitution says. And even in budget making process, Article 249(3) talks about Parliament shall allocate adequate funds to enable each commission and independent offices to operate. Why have we overlooked this? When you insist on Article 109(5) that talks about introduction of the bill in the National Assembly, that is just introducing. Article 109(3) talks about considered, and considered appears in many parts of the Constitution. So, Mr. Speaker, part of the problem is that the process of budget making, including finance bill, must involve the Senate. So that if the National Assembly does not do the right thing, Senate, a house of reason, will tell them no. And will tell them no in a big way, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me also talk about public debt. I think it's important for us to audit the public debt. Let us know the exact debt that we have. Let people not be telling us we have this debt and we don't have any statement of debt. We don't have any audit report. I think this should be one of the major proposals to come from this. And even as we audit our debt, let us think about institutions which are consuming public funds and they are unconstitutional. First ladies, second ladies, prime cabinet secretary's wife, we all have wives and we were elected. If you are elected and you are earning a salary, let your wife use your salary to do the things he's doing. A husband. Let that money come from your salary. Let us not be told that we elected a leader and governors have started doing the same. Yes. They have started doing as a first wives governor, whatever. Iyo maneno tuwachane nayo. We must, in fact, the president said in the interview from Monday, we want to see it communicated officially. Because he has not done that officially. Those offices are bloated. Last 2 weeks, when this matter had started, the first lady came near my home and met some widows, about 1,000 widows, a place called Mongoma. Talked to them and left them without anything. Just to come and play politics? I think we must relook at these offices and scrub them because they are consuming a lot of resources. Mr. Speaker, let me talk about corruption, Mr. Speaker. Corruption is a cancer in this country.
Order, honorable senators.
And if
Senator
we want
to be heard in silence.
If we want to do justice to this country, Mr. Speaker, let us revisit Chapter 6 of the Constitution, Leadership and Integrity Act. Can we have this chapter fully implemented? If we need to move forward.
You'll have 2 minutes to wind up, Senator Sotsi.
Mr. Speaker, the issue of reforms in the police. The Constitution had good intention. Created the office of IPOA, we created the office of Police Service Commission, but we have allowed these 2 offices to be muzzled by the IG. This is where we need to start. And if we are talking about recommendations, this is one area that we need to really recommend. But I agree with the colleagues who have said that the Inspector General of Police has failed and he must leave the office either through resignation or a removal from office. Because we have seen death under him during the Azimio protest and now during this protest. Mr. Speaker, I support, but with amendments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wafula.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa nafasi hii, ili vile nipeane rambirambi na pole kwa familia zilizopoteza wapenzi wanao katika purukushani iliyokuwa katika mji mkuu wa Kenya na viunga vyake pembe mbalimbali za nchi ya Kenya. Mheshimiwa Spika, vile nikushukuru kwa kujaribu kudhibiti mawimbi katika jumba la Senate. Licha ya kupeana mwelekeo, Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima sisi kama jumba la Senate